The impact is incredible. Hidden cameras and secret trackers reveal where Amazon returns end up. CBC.ca. Boeing Starliner crewed flight test set for 2021, astronaut replaced, auto evolution. How to watch Mars shine bright during opposition on Tuesday night, CNET. Employee at No Frills store in Vancouver tests positive for COVID-19. Vancouver is awesome. Iceland's most active volcano Grímsvötn is getting ready to erupt. Happy Mag. Karen Gospie's tell-all book exposes domestic abuse amid extreme wealth. The Globe and Mail. This squid-like robot can explore the ocean without harming sea life. Ubergizmo. Astronomers capture first direct image of 63 light-year away exoplanet using VLT located in Chile. Sputnik International. Gold moves higher on dollar weakness and fiscal stimulus optimism. Kitco News. Elon Musk clarifies repair concerns linked to new body structure inside EV.